please stand and direct your attention to the flag.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts green watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Black History celebration. I'd like to start this off by having some students from our African American Club to share some thoughts on what Black history means to them. What Black history means to me is appreciating Black excellence, looking back on Black history, and taking into account of how much African Americans have done for U.S. culture and how we appreciate the month and learn more. Not only that we're learning about what these historical figures have done for us, but what we can take from it now. Black history also means freedom, because when we dissect whitewashed history and replace it with what's true, only then we can look forward with hope that what was fought for from the start will be completed.
To me, Black History Month holds significance as tribute to the rich history and compelling stories of Black activists and individuals who have played pivotal roles in bringing about positive change. It serves as a reminder of the progress they've pioneered for all of us. Taking a moment to acknowledge and appreciate their contributions is essential, as their efforts have not only shaped our collective narrative, but also paved the way for many of us. It is a time to honor their legacy and continue their journey towards equality and justice. Thank you.
Did everyone go? Good morning, everybody. Just kidding. Good morning, everybody. So that is the concert choir. Our first selection was Lift Every Voice and Sing, which is considered the Black national anthem. That song has been recorded by a great deal of artists, and it's also found in a lot of church hymnals. And our next song will be So Sick. That's the name of the song. That's not a description. Is everybody in their spots?
Jerry, you want first, okay? I'll give you the cue.
What time is it? I cannot move.
Gotta fix my answering machine now that I'm alone. 'Cause right now it says that we can't come to the phone. And I know it makes no sense, 'cause you walked out the door. But it's the only way I hear your voice anymore. It's been months, for some reason I just and I'm stronger than this. Walking around with my head down, I'm so over being blue, crying over you.
And I'm so sick of love songs, so tired of tears, so done with wishing you were still here. And I'm so sick of love songs, so sad and slow. So why can't I turn off the radio?
Gotta fix that calendar I have. That's marked July 15th. Because since there's no more you, there's no more anniversary. I'm still fed up with my thoughts of you and our memories. Every song reminds me what we used to be.
Love songs, so tired of tears, so done with wishing you were still here. I'm so sick of love songs, so sad and slow. So why can't I turn off the radio?
So please get off the risers so I can pick them up. Just get ready to lead the way. I'm sorry? True. Okay. Wait, I mean, you can lead the way that way. Right. If you're moving the riser, you can. If not, you can take your seat. So we're either moving the riser.
And now the dance club will be performing a routine to the song Stay. This first performance is a contemporary piece which was choreographed in response to the tragic events of our community earlier this year. Dancers explored the idea of using dance to express emotions and tell stories to support human experience.
Can you clear the piano? Can you clear the piano? Can we move it to the side?
The dance isn't on right now.
What? We're doing dance.
They are.
No, watch this, watch this. We got it.
You guys need help?
No, we're good, we're good. Okay. We're good.
We're good?
You guys on?
Yep, they're on.
Dance is off? Dance?
No, stop. Listen to the band.
The band's on.
Is the band going up? They're not back going up.
All right, I guess. Come, do you mind helping me?
Add this to my resume. Stage crew. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yep.
All along it was a fever, a cold sweat, hot-headed believer. I threw my hands in the air, said, "Show me something." He said, "If you dare, come a little closer." Round and around and around and around we go. Oh, now tell me now, tell me now, tell me now you know. Not really sure how to feel about it. Something in the way you move makes me feel like I can't live without you. It takes me all the way. I want you to stay. It's not much of a life you're living. It's not just something you take, it's given. Round and around and around and around we go. Oh, now tell me now, tell me now, tell me now you know. Not really sure how to feel about it. Something
And now Julian and Alea from the LCHS band will play John Coltrane's song Naima. This song was written for his wife, and John Coltrane was an absolute pioneer in creating modern jazz saxophone sound and technique, and his music drew large awareness to American jazz.
Important Black American artists from both the past and the present day. These trailblazers make inspiring artworks that pave the way for future generations of Black American artists. We hope you will learn about how artists can both celebrate and shape culture by sharing their vision with others. Followed by that, members of the African American Club will present information on Black American historical figures, their lives, accomplishments, and impact on our overall culture.
One enslaved woman from rural, isolated community of Bulklin, Alabama, better known as Gee's Band, began quilting in the 19th century. It arose from a physical need for warmth rather than a quest to reinvent an art form. Yet by piecing together scraps of fabric and clothing, they were created as abstract designs that had never been seen and expressed on quilts. These patterns and pieces were passed down over generations, surviving slavery, the antebellum, South, and Jim Crow. During the Civil Rights Movement in 1966, the Freedom Quilt being was established as a way for African American women from Bend to gain economic independence. Many women in the community worked together to make cooperative, including Aller Carlson Mosley. The B Cooperative began to sell quilts from throughout the U.S., gaining recognition for the free-form, seamly, and improvisational designs that had long been the hallmark of local quilt design. Now the quilts of Gee's Band are famous for their unique American folk art. Since then, quilts from Gee's Band have been exhibited at numerous museums and even were featured in the commemorative stamps from the U.S. Postal Service. In 2015, 3 of the most respected Gee's Band quilters were awarded NEA National Heritage Fellowships. Mary Lee Bentolf, Loretta Pathway, and Lucy Migo, all whom claim a long quilt lineage, artists, educators, and memory keepers. These women ensure their art form will continue to be celebrated by future generations. And these 3 images are examples of their quilts. Many Black American artists work today as quilting as a method in their own artwork. Faith Ringhold is a multidisciplinary artist. She paints, sculpts, and even writes children's books. She perhaps best known for her story quilts, which combined painting, storytelling, and quilting. Ringgold's Tar Beach 2 quilt communicates the dreams and hopes for a young African-American girl, Cassie Louise Lightfoot. Her story is based on the artist's own memories of growing up in Harlem, New York, but is enlivened with fantasy. Flying among the stars on a hot summer night, Cassie becomes a heroic explorer, overcoming obstacles. Ringgold's combination of image and imagination, text and textiles, puts a unique contemporary spin on the traditions of both quilting and storytelling. The sunflower quilt B at our least depicts several prominent African-American women constructing a sunflower pattern quilt. Standing among a field of sunflowers, women who had held the quilt are relatively well known in American history. Madam C.J. Walker, Soldier Truth, Ida B. Wells, Fannie Lou Hamer, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, and Mary McLean Bethan, and Ella Baker. To the right, we can see the Vincent van Gogh carrying some of his significant sunflowers to the woman. Thank you.
Today, I'm going to be talking about Kinhand Willie. Kinhand Willie is a 42-year-old American artist. Willie was born and raised in Los Angeles, California, and got his MFA at Yale University. Kinhand paints about issues that include race, power, and politics of representation. He shows a complex blend of appropriation, emulation, criticism, and humor. At the beginning of his career, he really focused on the meaning of masculinity in the world of a Black man. This artwork, Napoleon leading the army over the Alps, reimages famous French painting from 1801. A similar technique is used in this image behind me. The symbolic power of the masculine pose is just that, symbolic. It serves to both ideologically and historically solidify a set of power relations in the visual image. The performance of masculinity, traditionally assumed by white men in positions of power, is reframed in Willie's artwork, shifting that power to the Black men he paints. Kinhand started painting women later on in his career. He painted women in a strong and powerful position. Kinhand mentions in one of his interviews that men are always portrayed as the person in power and not women or children. So Kinhand paints these women to show power, strength, and leadership. He also paints them to show mystery, femininity, and beauty. Kinhand shows the beauty, pride, and strength of the Black community. He takes paintings of white people in power and puts a twist on it, making beautiful art pieces that show you how amazing the culture of Black community really is. Thank you. Okay. Hello, my name is Kyra, and I'm here to talk about Betsy Coleman. Betsy Coleman was born in Atlanta, Texas in the late 1890s. Coleman grew up in a cruel world of poverty and discrimination. It wasn't until moving to Chicago at 23 and leaving the racist South that she learned that she wanted to pursue a career as a pilot. Although she faced hardships as a black woman in the 20s, she later moved to France to study and earn her license to become a pilot. She was the first African American and Native American woman to hold a pilot license. When she moved back to the States in the early 20s, she came back to America to perform countless air shows leading until 1926, dying in abortion incident at a young age at 34. Although her tragic death for a number of years started in 1931, black pilots from Chicago instituted an annual fly over her grave. In 1977, a group of African American women pilots established a Betsy Coleman Adventure Club. In 1992, Chicago City Council resolved a request that the U.S. Postal Service issue a Betsy Coleman stamp. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mary Peen, and I'm here to talk about Sojourner Truth. She was born in Riften, New York. Truth was born into slavery, but escaped with her infant daughter to freedom in 1826. After going to court to recover her son in 1828, she became the first black woman to win such a case against a white man. Her best-known speech was delivered in 1851 at the Ohio Women's Rights Convention in Akron, Ohio. She sang and preached to raise money for black soldiers during the Civil War. She also was the nation's leading voice for abolition and suffrage. Her voice led her to the White House to be honored personally by Abraham Lincoln. She was honored in American history for her autobiography and speeches on slavery and women's rights.
Hi, my name is Anna Malima, and I'm going to be speaking about Henrietta Lacks. Henrietta Lacks was born Loretta Pleasant. She was an African-American woman in Virginia during the Jim Crow era. She was a tobacco farmer from a very young age, and in January of 1951, she was diagnosed with cervical cancer. While undergoing treatment, cells from her cervix were extracted without her consent, and it was discovered that her cells were immortal. They were able to keep dividing indefinitely. These samples of her cells became part of a cell line named after her, known as HeLa, and her cells contribute to biomedical research to this day, from the polio and COVID-19 vaccines to leukemia research to AIDS and more. She was a black woman with innumerable contributions to our society and health, yet received little to no recognition until recently. However, her legacy will remain and history will not forget her.
Dance number for the day. I just wanted to say you've all been doing a great job respecting and listening to our peers. And I wanted to say about this last piece, we're going to introduce a little bit about it after you see it. But in traditional cultural and African dance, when dancers is a communal experience, and the energy that you give the dancers is what they give back. So this one is fine to cheer and yell for your students and have fun.
Classical dance.
Wine and touch, girl, wine and touch.
Me like to brace pan it, me like to brace pan it, brace pan it. I'm like to back it too. Me like to brace pan it, I'm like to back it too. I'm like to back it too. Me like to brace pan it, I'm like to back it too. Back it too, back it too, back it too.
I saw you bad.
When me a bend over, me a wine and touch. Inna the air, me a wine and touch. And that girl can't tell me wine and touch. Charlie, you know you love it tell me wine and catch.
Shake a premium up when you wine and catch. Position like a W, wine and catch. Wine up your good body, girl, punch Charlie Black. You got the gift. So come wine and catch. Hey, girl, where you come from, wine for me. Your shoes are bunny like a pepper, still wine for me. Like a tennis ball, me when you fling it, give me. Girl, the style the bad, me baby, ping it. When you wine and catch, baby, me want brother. It's a new style, I go give you your daughter. Come me mix you up like me mix smarter. Baby, me yeah, you mix master.
Me a bend over, me a wine and catch. Inna the air, me a wine and catch. And that girl can't test how me wine and catch. You know you love it, tell me wine and catch.
Shake a premium up when you wine and catch. Position like a W, wine and catch. Wine up your good body, girl, punch Charlie Black. You got the gift. So come wine and catch. Hey, you wine already and you want wine again. Wine and catch style inna the top 10. If a girl can't wine and catch, sorry for them. I better say me wine out your waistline, my friend.
Hold on. Did you say you're on your way? Why now? When you just went MIA. Message received. Oh, now you want me back. I know the procedure. Trying to come to my place. Turn around. It's so far away. Too far gone.
Me gusta mi reggae.
Cuando yo la vi, dije si esa mujer fuera para mí. Perdóname, te lo tenía que decir. Está dura, 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 dura. Que está dura, manda arriba porque tú te ves bien. Está dura, mamacita, te fuiste de nivel. Dura, mira cómo brilla tu piel. Está dura, dímelo cómo es que está dura. Yo te doy un 20 de 10. Está dura, dura, dura. Tú eres la máquina de baile. Si no tienes a nadie, vente pa' mi brazo, baile. Ese perfume se siente en el aire. Algo como Argentina, tú me traes a Buenos Aires. Está poderosa, media escandalosa. Habrá muchas mujeres, pero tú eres otra cosa. Si fuera un delito eso de que estás hermosa, te arresto en mi cama y te pongo las esposas. Tienes el toque, toque, toque. Miren el material, edición especial. Tienes el toque, toque, toque. Perdóname, te lo tenía que decir. Está dura, 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 dura. Que está
Lynn Classical Dance.
The dance club, is it on? Should I go now? The dance club just did an amazing performance to their Afrofusion mashup music. And right now we're gonna have a speech, me and Anna.
That's my card.
Go ahead, say your name.
right? Okay. Do I say my name too?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we use these mics? Okay. Good morning, Lynn Classical. My name is Anna. Go ahead.
And my name is Alea.
Go ahead. That's you.
Black History Month is the annual celebration of achievements by African Americans and recognizing their role in U.S. history.
This event grew out of Negro History Week, the invention of historian Carter G. Woodson and other prominent African Americans. Since 1976, every U.S. president has officially designated the month of February as Black History Month.
The influence and power of Black History Month in America has stretched across seas, such as Canada and the United Kingdom. But how did it start?
Our story sets in motion in 1915, nearly half a century after the 13th Amendment abolished slavery in the Constitution. That September, Harvard graduate historian Carter G. Woodson and prominent minister Jesse E. Moreland founded the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History. This association essentially promoted and did research on the achievements of African Americans and people of African descent.
They sponsored the first National Negro Week in 1926 during the second week of February to align with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. This inspired schools and communities throughout the nation to host their own celebrations, lectures, performances, and more. For decades on, mayors of cities nationwide made yearly proclamations of Negro History Week. However, by the late 1960s, due to the influence of the Civil Rights Movement, it evolved the week into a month across many college campuses. It wasn't until 1976 when President Ford recognized the month, urging the public to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black Americans in every area of endeavor throughout our history.
Today, we believe Black History Month is celebrated not just the past achievements of African Americans, but the Black excellence in motion in our communities today.
Today, we honor Black musicians, Black engineers, Black artists, and athletes.
We honor Black doctors, Black nurses, Black entrepreneurs, and Black lawyers. We honor Black educators for raising and changing the lives of our students and setting the bar for modern Black excellence continuously.
I'd like to take a moment to introduce our next speaker. His name is Bolaji Osanya. He is a graduate of Classical High School, graduated in 2020. He now attends Bentley University where he's a senior and he also speaks 3 languages. Let's give him a welcome, please.
All right, can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? All right, I want y'all to do something. Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Yup. Let me cook. All right, everybody put your hands up like this. Yo, hands up, not your mouth moving, hands up. Now put them down. All right, now everybody can sit down. Y'all can sit. Now, if I'm being honest, I did that for no completely reason whatsoever. But honestly, nah, I'm kidding. I wanted you guys to get up, get the blood flowing, stretch. I know you guys been sitting for a little bit. I know how it was to be in your seats. I really love the energy that's in here, so give it up for everybody that just performed. Those are great performances. I think I'm a better dancer, but it's okay. I can show y'all my moves later. But yeah, like this gentleman said earlier, I use both. As he said earlier, my name is Bolaji Odusanya. I'm from Lynn, just like you guys. First generation Nigerian. If there's any Nigerian in the room, Sakbase. I'm just very honored to be here. Like, I know you all came to class and came to school today because you knew I was speaking, and I appreciate all of you for wanting to come and see me today. I know I'm the highlight of y'all day. Essentially, a little bit about me, right? I graduated in 2020. That was COVID year. We didn't get a prom, but it's okay. I got over it. And honestly, like, I had a pretty rough upbringing. Like, I come from the same streets, the same hood, the same types of neighborhoods that you all come from. And I can say, like, humbly, I am very successful now. And honestly, like, I just want you guys to get out of what I say today is that I am just like you. Honestly, I was probably worse than most of y'all, and I still came out on top. So if I could do it, literally anybody else in this room can do it. So I don't know what anybody is going through, what your family situation is, what your personal situation is, whatever is stressing you at night that you think you can't continue and you feel like giving up. I'm telling you right now, do not do it. Because I had so many different times where I wanted to give up so bad, but I didn't. And I persevered and I was resilient. And now I could say comfortably, like, I'm okay, I'm blessed. And now I'm blessed to come here and give y'all tea, you know what I mean? So I guess like the biggest story, because I don't know how much time I got, so I'm gonna just try to act like I'm talking quick, but I'm not. I like that. I like that. So I guess for me, like my biggest story that I share with people is, right, so when I was in high school, right here, these same halls for you, I had a kid, right? Yeah, I know. I was a freshman, I was 15. Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing, and I had a kid. So I'm not gonna say what I gotta say, but I think you guys can understand what I gotta say. But yeah, I had a kid, and you know, having a child is not easy, right? It's a lot of responsibility. Now you're responsible for another human being, right? It's not just about me. There's no more having fun. There's no more going out. There's no more parties. There's no more video games. It's just like school, work, and fatherhood. And the biggest thing about me is like I've seen a lot of broken families, and I told myself I wasn't gonna give that to my son. I wasn't gonna leave him. I'm not gonna be like a deadbeat. I'm not gonna do none of that because I didn't have a great relationship with my father, and I'm not gonna do that to him. So you know, when that happened, right, a lot of people started doubting me, right? There was a long period of time before that I had a lot of friends. Everybody wanted to be around me. I had this very like inviting energy that people wanted to be around me, right? As soon as that happened, you know, everybody was like, nah, you're gonna be stuck in Lynn. You're not gonna do anything with your life. You're gonna be working at McDonald's. There's no shade of working at McDonald's, but what they're trying to say is I'm gonna be making minimum wage for the rest of my life, and a lot of people gave up. And I'm talking friends, I'm talking family, people who I thought like we had the same last name, we share the same blood, that you'd be there for me, and it wasn't. Now instead of letting that get to my head and letting that like make me give up, I was like, you know what? Now I'm gonna use all of that and I'm gonna stunt on every single one of you guys that doubted me. And every single year, I worked hard. I graduated here in 2020, top 50 of my class. I graduated a class of 450 students. I was class president all 4 years. I played football here. I was football captain, and I did a lot of good things for my community as well. And then I got a full ride to Bentley University. And that school is not cheap. I promise you. Anyways, at Bentley University, you know, my freshman year was kind of rough because of COVID. So like we couldn't really go out. We couldn't really experience the college life. And that really did take a toll on me because I'm a very social person and I can't go out there and make friends. And then, you know, fast forward to today, right? I'm gonna speed this up. I'm the president of the Men of Color organization at Bentley University. I've received so many different achievements and honors. I can't really name them. But at the end of the day, at the age of 19, I bought a house. I have 2 cars. I work a great job. And then when I graduate, I'm going to be making a lot of money. And a lot of my friends are going to be making a lot of money. So essentially, I look good. I feel good. My pockets are good. And I'm just like all of y'all. You know? That's real talk. That's real talk. Now, it took me a long time to build my confidence back up. Like, it took me a long time when everybody around you just looking at you saying no, calling you worthless, and just trying to tell you what your life is. That was my ammo. That was my gasoline. So everybody in here, I don't know who I'm trying to talk to, who can take something from what I'm saying, but whatever is bothering you, whatever you think like, nah, I can't do it, I promise you, you can do it. Now, my last point of advice is to lean on the faculty here. Like, I don't know what the energy is and how school is in high school no more. It's a lot different from when I was here, but they was here for me. I don't know if you see when I walked in, everybody's hugging me, everybody's just smiling. That's just because like we grew a relationship. Until today, it's all love. So I don't know who gave you the attention before. I don't know who took your phone. I don't know who did none of that, but I promise you it's not personal. Like, they're just doing their jobs and they're here for you. I don't know how much they're making, but I promise you, like, they could be doing a whole bunch of other stuff, but they're here because they have a passion. So please, like, whatever beef or bad blood you got with a guidance counselor or a teacher, let it go. I promise you, let it go. They are very, very resourceful, and they are here for you. Now, they didn't pay me to say this. I promise you, like, I'm not paid to say this. There's a whole bunch of faculty here that I don't even know, but I know that the fact that they're here, they care about y'all. So please, lean on them. And then now, like, that I'm here and I went here, y'all can lean on me too. Just don't ask me for no money, because I'm not giving you that, right? But I'm here for you, right? I'll give you guidance, I'll give you wisdom. You just want to chill one day, like respectfully and professionally, like whatever you need, like I can be here for you, because I want to be for y'all what I wish I had. And I don't want nobody in this room or anybody else that's watching to throw their lives away, because I almost did and I didn't, and God bless me. So that's all I really got to say. I'm going to stick around if anybody wants to chop it up. God bless and BDR for life.
Good morning, everybody. All right, so I'm going to take a second to close us out, just to give us some closing remarks. And that last speech was so good, Bolaji. I hope you don't mind. I want to use some of your points and compare them with Martin Luther King Jr., if that's okay with you. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, all right. All right. So first and foremost, I'd like to acknowledge our administration, the teachers of all the groups that you saw before you earlier today, all of the students for doing an excellent job putting together a Black History celebration. Let's give them a hand. Secondly, I want to acknowledge, just in my professional life, in my life as a Black man, I've never gone to work before I worked here and seen a Black History celebration. They've always been at church. One time it was at my university. Balaji, do they have them at Bentley? The church? Do they have Black History celebrations at Bentley? Okay, yeah. So for my whole life, it's always been something that's been a little bit private. So this kind of blows my mind. Okay, so it has been said that only a fool learns from his mistakes and a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. And it's also said that he who doesn't understand history is doomed to repeat it. Let me say that last part again. He who doesn't understand history is doomed to repeat it. As we're getting ready to leave, and I know you're anxious to get back to your classes, I want to take a few possible lessons that we can learn from some of the history that we talked about. I want to point out some incidents or some events in the life of Martin Luther King Jr. and Bolaji also, right? I'll just take a few lessons, and I'm going to go quickly because I'm aware of what time it is. So the first lesson that I think we could consider is to find your own genius. So for Martin Luther King, he was a well-educated man. He finished in the top of his class a lot of the times. He put a value on his education, and he worked very hard. As soon as he was done doing all of that, he started working with people. He didn't go into academic fields, which he was very well qualified to do. He started working with people, and he started saying, how can I help people around me? And he was a genius at that. One of the things that he was the biggest genius at was speaking to people. He was able to speak to people, draw their attention to issues, and rally people around issues. So this makes me ask myself, where can I find my own genius in my life? Where can I find my genius beyond what my qualifications are? One of the next things that I think that we can take from him is don't be afraid to be different. The social norm in his time was segregation. You could go to somewhere like IHOP and be told you have to sit on this side with everyone that looks like you, and you can't sit on this side with everyone that does not look like you. That was socially and institutionally imposed. But this person did not look at that as though, well, wait, there's something wrong with me because I'm different than everybody else. He said, there's something wrong with this system. There's nothing wrong with anybody, but there's something wrong with this system. Let's fix this system. This makes me ask myself in my life, am I afraid to be different? Do I accept myself? Do I believe in myself? Do I encourage other people to believe in themselves? Okay. Another lesson that we could possibly take from him is tenacity or perseverance. He led and participated in the Montgomery bus boycott for 385 days. That is over a year. over a year, he or other people were not taking the bus to get to work or wherever they needed to go, but they were walking, and they were not riding a bus system that practiced segregation. So this is where tenacity comes into play. It's easy to get an idea and think, yeah, that would be great. But this makes me ask myself, do I need to be more mentally disciplined? Do I need to be stronger? Do I need to have an idea and follow it through even when it looks like it's impossible? Or do I just give up when I run into the first obstacle? I don't think he knew it was going to take 385 days. There was probably days where it didn't look like it was going to work at all. And the last one, you probably know where I'm going to go with the last one, is to have a dream. To have a dream or have some kind of vision that is your mission statement that you're committed to following. You all know his famous speech, the I Have a Dream speech, which was delivered on the March on Washington. Within a year of that speech and a year of that event, the Civil Rights Act was passed, ending segregation, bringing forward what he was talking about in his dream, especially being a young person in school. What am I going to do with my life? What do I care about? What's my mission statement? What's so important to me that I'm going to stand behind it and see it through? So I want to leave you with those thoughts on how they might apply to you, and I want to have one of our administrators come up and let you all go back to your class. Thank you very much for your participation. Thank you very much for your attention and listening, and have a good rest of your day.
I want to thank Mr. Bell. I want to thank the art teachers. I want to thank the dance teachers, the musicians, Mr. Florentino. Thank you, Mrs. Carroll, for coming and celebrating with us. I also want to thank all of the students. Thank you for educating us. Thank you for celebrating with us. I want to thank Balaje for coming and joining us again. And I want to thank you for all being a respectful audience. At this time, we're going to move back to F period for about 35 minutes, and then you'll go to A period for about 35 minutes. Thank you all, and have a great day.
Since 1986, Lynn Educational Television has enabled students to work in the television industry and learn how to produce media. LETV creates working opportunities for Lynn students, giving them the benefit of gaining real-life work experience in production. Lynn Educational Television brings value to Lynn students, delivering standards-based curriculum in the classroom from middle school to high school. LETV creates future generations of media professionals.